What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. I know you guys could probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, definitely gonna want to see this one. As we're witnessing, it's finally happening. We're witnessing a record level trace of copium in this newest segment. All I'm going to say is, you know, it's just about over. The race is finished. Trump sealed the deal when folks on the left begin talking like this. Guys, I'm excited to get into it. We're not straight into it. Just make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Before we get into it, you guys, hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's hop straight into it, folks. Check this out.
Panel, what does the panel think of people betting on the election? Wow. I never even thought of that. I guess people, of course, bettors are going to bet on anything.
Well, I mean, there was a Wall Street Journal story today about how somebody had thrown like $30 million into the crypto.
Well, there's a site called Polymarket. I'm an investor through a fund, so let me say that up front. I'm honest.
Yeah. Do you know who's trying to rig it right now? Because I mean, that was a story today in the Wall Street Journal that somebody's actually dumping $30 million.
It's like betting on the Mets, right? If you put enough money on it, the odds will change. Yeah. But you can't be a U.S. citizen and bet on the U.S. election on Polymarket. There's other smaller markets, Cashkey, I think it's called, where you can. So it's not really an indication of anything.
Well, I think the irony of all of it is a lot of these Republicans are buying it, thinking that that's going to determine the outcome of the election, and they're just gaslighting themselves.
Is that right?
I guess.
Record level copium, guys. They're saying the Polymarkets mean nothing. Where Donald Trump is up, everyone is betting, literally putting their money down on this man, Donald Trump. Why would I ever put my money and throw it down just to gaslight myself into believing my candidate's going to win? I put my money because that's where all the odds, that's where all the statistics are showing. This guy, Donald Trump, is going to win. Listen to these folks trying to cope.
I think the irony of all of it is a lot of these Republicans are buying it, thinking that that's going to determine the outcome of the election, and they're just gaslighting themselves.
Is that right?
I guess. Because I was looking at it when Tim Walz was up as well, when it was the VP stakes, and you could see it change right before.
Yeah. Wait, are you saying that those are all foreigners betting on our election?
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
Yeah, other than the small play, other than the small one, Cashkey, they just
no, but on Polymarket.
On Polymarket, yeah, you have
that's all foreigners.
All foreigners.
Well,
so this is like Republicans are excited. Say we don't care about the polls or the early voting numbers. Look at what the foreigners are saying.
Yeah. And Putin's amazing. Putin's on his phone going, "Oh, it's good."
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, they influence our elections in many ways.
Yeah, they certainly do.
I mean, I kind of alluded to it in the show, but I think the biggest hoax going is the idea that the Russia collusion is a hoax.
Yeah,
it's not a hoax.
It's not.
There was collusion. Just because.
Oh my goodness! Here goes this guy, Bill Maher. He's putting that trauma derangement syndrome on display for us right here, saying Russia was not a hoax. Well, let's bring up that Hunter Biden laptop that was, put off the set. It was disinformation. It was not Hunter Biden's laptop. Come to find out, this was this guy's laptop. I mean, come on, you guys, listen to this man.
Alluded to it in the show, but I think the biggest hoax going is the idea that the Russia collusion is a hoax.
Yeah,
it's not a hoax.
It's not.
There was collusion. Just because Bob Mueller was bad at proving it, there was definitely collusion.
Yup, it's just a bunch of Republicans and foreign agents. I guess it's Vladimir Putin skewing the betting odds to gaslight Republicans. The irony here is insane. David Hogg claims that people are gaslighting themselves by betting on Donald Trump, but really the real gaslighting comes from this bogus narrative web that he's attempting to spin here. The betting odds mean nothing. You're crazy. Kamala Harris is still totally in the lead. That's the gaslighting. This delusional dismissal of what the Polymarket odds signify. He claims that it's just Republicans putting money in to, I guess, gas themselves up. But who's really doing that? People don't put money on the line just to make themselves feel good. We're talking about money here. We're talking about the almighty, the all-powerful dollar. I mean, it's one of those things that people hold pretty sacred, I'd say. People don't like losing money. It's a horrible feeling. Nobody's putting money on Trump to gaslight themselves. People are putting money on Donald Trump because of the signs. Republicans because of the analysis, because of the history, the very recent history of American elections. I mean, what's the implication here? That there's some big dark money effort to sway the election with the betting odds? How stupid. I mean, you would think if a bunch of people were putting money on Donald Trump, but the actual numbers, the actual analysis was saying that Kamala Harris was going to win, you would think that then a bunch of money would come in, an influx of cash to then bet on Kamala Harris because obviously the odds are good and they're wrong. But that isn't happening. And what does that tell you? That means people legitimately actually believe that Trump is going to win, and with good reason. It's not because people are gaslighting themselves, it's because of the data. I mean, let's just look at the general outlook for swing states. Top battlegrounds. What do you notice? Well, what used to be a sea of blue is now a sea of red. Donald Trump keeps going up. And to really put that into perspective, I could probably go on the Internet Archive. It seems as though our trusted tool is back working healthy. Let's take the Wayback Machine and travel back to August 31st, where Kamala Harris was pretty much dominating in some of the most important swing states. I mean, look at the results here. Up significantly across the Rust Belt, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. You could view it as Kamala Harris creating a blue wall. If she wins these 3 states, Trump has no chance of winning the general election. This is what the outlook was back in late August.
That was back during the honeymoon phase right there is what this was, when folks really didn't know who Kamala Harris was, but they knew she wasn't Joe Biden. Oh, but that time has run out. And now they're realizing that, wait, she is Joe Biden with the wig on. I mean, come on, you guys. Bill Maher and crew trying to say that folks on the right are trying to gaslight themselves is absolutely insane.
Trump has no chance of winning the general election. This is what the outlook was back in late August. And this is what it is today. It's obviously shifting and trending in one direction. I mean, just look at the chart. Kamala Harris had this momentary little blitz. Then, of course, she stagnated, and now she's tapering off. And obviously, Donald Trump is on the rise. I mean, we're talking about data here. If we look at this and just take it on face value, right? Just take these results as strong predictors and then just extrapolate the data onto a map, well, this is what it looks like. A 312 electoral victory landslide. That's kind of like the baseline scenario. And as you guys know, Donald Trump doesn't need to win 312 electoral votes. He only needs 270. In other words, he only really needs Pennsylvania. Oh, Republicans are just gaslighting themselves with the betting markets. It's absurd. It's crazy. It's delusional. It's gaslighting, and it's insulting to our intelligence. And really, one of the craziest elements here is all the applause that statement got. The left-wing audience in attendance at Bill Maher's show, clapping like seals, as you might expect. Oh, that's such incredible analysis. It's just unbelievable, considering that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in terms of analysis in this election. Basically, what I'm interpreting here is the Democrat perspective is just ignore all the things that suggest we're not doing well. I don't know, seems like a bad strategy. What's the argument that Polymarket and the betting odds are not to be trusted, are less accurate than the polls? Really? Has history shown that? Of course not. Of course it hasn't. In fact, it's shown the exact opposite. Generally, the betting markets are a whole lot more accurate at predicting elections than these nonsense push polls, who some of them, on average, have been off the mark by over 5 points. I mean, for Pete's sakes, again, just look into the data. Polling results in respect to real results, the actual results. Let's look at Wisconsin, for instance. I think it's probably the greatest example of this. Polling RCP average had Hillary Clinton winning by 6.5 points. Trump then won by 0.7. What does that mean? What does that tell you? It means the polls were off by 7 percentage points. And then, of course, we saw the exact same thing with Joe Biden. Biden was supposedly leading in Wisconsin by 6.7 points, but then only took the state by 0.7. Again, 6 points off. But the leftist argument is, don't believe the markets, don't believe people betting their hard-earned cash. Believe the NBC push poll. Believe what the Marquette poll is telling you, or what the Quinnipiac poll and the Morning Consult polls are telling you. You're out of your damn mind to make that argument. It's absurd. But of course, what it really is total panic, total copium, total delusion. What it really is let's talk about anything but the reality of what's actually happening. Because obviously, the current reality, the current outlook, the current data, the polling numbers, not exactly looking great if you're a blue shill anon.
Yo, there we have it, guys. That one coming from our friend Liberal Hive Mind. We'll definitely be sure to leave that original video link down in the description box below. For those who want to go over there, check that out. Also, you guys do go over there and show our friend Liberal Hive Mind. Bit of love, man. Solid dude. Oh my goodness. Talk about living in their own trauma deranged bubbles. We got Bill Maher and crew just absolutely going on saying that the poly market, the betting odds are far off. folks shouldn't be believing that, you know, this is an indicator or a telltale sign that Kamala Harris is down and could probably lose this election. I mean, that right there is the panic setting in. They don't know what to do, so they're going to keep spinning that web and trying to spin the truth until they get to the election day and their bubbles burst. I so badly can't wait for that day to come and see all these left-wing media outlet journalists, especially those folks on the set of The View, see their bubbles being burst because they pushed this narrative and tried to gaslight their viewers all the way up until the truth actually comes out. Guys, definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy more content like this. Catch you guys on the next week.